Hi, this is Jim Starkweather, the publisher of Kitmaker Network and Armorama and Aeroscale on all those sites, and welcome to another episode of Turning the Page. Today we have for you from FineScale Modeler, a new book they've just released recently called Airbrushing for Scale Modelers by Aaron Skinner, one of their editors. Knowing FineScale is probably a pretty straightforward approach to this topic, but let's go ahead and take a look at it. It is a softcover book. It is about 128 pages long. Looks like the list price in the United States is $22.99, and no other prices listed there. It's by Kalmbach. You can find it. If you can't find it anywhere online, you can definitely find it in their store, which is KalmbachHobbyStore.com. So check that out. Doing a quick flip through here, let's take a look at the table of contents. We've got choosing an airbrush, understanding the basics, mastering the tool, masking, maintenance and troubleshooting, armor painting basics, airbrush single color aircraft, post-shading for dramatic result, pre-shading for monochromatic finishes, masking straight lines with tape, painting small-scale ships, achieving perfect gloss for cars, cutting tape masks, create soft edges with raise masks, silly putty produces sharp camo, poster putty leaves soft edges, freehanding camouflage on armor, modeling a Luftwaffe fighter, airbrushing big-scale figures. So, quality in terms of publication looks excellent. Nice text fonts and settings and so forth. Lots of illustrations, as you can see here, for airbrushes, talking about various dynamics of how the airbrush works in different parts on different types of airbrushes, like the single action, double action, and single action external mix versus single action internal mix. All sorts of technical things. I will probably keep this book. I will keep it in my repertoire of airbrushing books, because I don't have enough experience airbrushing, and I'm sure I will be referring to these books when I start really picking up my airbrush, which is potentially any day now. And I say that because I'm actually thinking about ways I can airbrush here in my office and not get overspray off on everything. But yeah, more on that in a future video. You can see here it goes in obviously the step-by-step process here, understanding the basics, lots of photos, lots of text. Give you an example. Let's just say the making a pass section here. To spray smooth even smooth even paint, be mindful of two things. Keep the brush moving and hold it a uniform distance from the surface. When working at 25 to 30 psi, hold the brush about 3 inches away. So, you know, written in a very straightforward, easy to understand way. You know, when you're dealing with technical things here, little grammatics can be important, and I'm not knocking any of the guys who, obviously English isn't their native language, but it is generally much better to get a book by someone who's in your native tongue, if not well translated. And many of the books that you may think I'm speaking about are well translated, so that's not as much an issue. But occasionally you run across something that was written by someone in, say, you know, German, Spanish, Italian, whatever, and it's not been translated well. And when you're dealing with a technical subject like airbrushing, that is a component you should consider when basically wanting to get this kind of technical expertise stuff. So, armor painting basics is the next section here, and obviously there's a lot of projects in this book. I'm not sure if they're an amalgamation of different projects they've done in the past, or whether they've just basically taken a straightforward approach and written the whole book from scratch. Obviously Aaron would know that, but if these are past projects in the magazine, obviously that would probably be easier for them to put this together rather than doing one big giant thing. But that really doesn't matter, because it looks like it's done very well here, and I'm not, again, making any criticisms. It looks fairly well planned out with lots of photos on each section. I was going to say, sometimes, you know, video tutorials are good for airbrushing and such too, but a lot of times with the video, you know, you may not have said, the person making the video may not have said the right thing at the right point to really illustrate the best way to do a technique. Whereas a book, obviously, the writer goes through and, you know, looks at the photos that he's doing, and, you know, oh yeah, make sure to do this, and this is how I did this thing. So it's a little bit more of a reflective process rather than a live as you do it kind of editing, which is what video tends to be. And I should know, having made a few videos for this channel, because I do most of them obviously without script or prompts. So that said, I'd like to thank FineScale Modeler for sending us this book to review, and I will, like I said, keep this one in my library. No one dare ask for it. Well, you can ask for it, I'll just say no. But we sometimes do make these books available for potential written published reviews or even use in projects and things like that. So don't feel shy about asking for a book, although the likelihood is most of the books I do retain simply because the cost of shipping books and things like that, especially overseas, gets to be a bit of an annoyance. All right, well, I think that one wraps this one up. That was quick and dirty. I mean, you can't really fault the book in terms of, again, lots of stuff in terms of projects and various things and examples. And now I'm just babbling on, and I should just wrap this up, which I will. So you guys can, if you like this one, you can leave your comments and check the little like box if you can do that on either YouTube or our websites. And we'll see you next time on Turning the Page.